Well, hello. Welcome to the Authentic Style 6-week program. I am Michelle Voss, the Authentic Style expert. Oh, I am so excited to be able to share what I know with you and really help you get to a place where you start to express your self-worth and really have a system and a strategy for feeling great and being comfortable and really expressing who you are and who you're becoming and attracting the energy of success and everything you can imagine. I'm just so excited. So thank you for opting in and really stepping up, because it's all about stepping up. So I'm excited to get started. What I want to do first, and I'm actually giving you, it's kind of an extra week, and there's a very good reason for doing it. It's really about the prep work. We can jump right into programs and get all this information, which is great, and we're going to do that. But what I want to do first is to give you an opportunity to get prepared, because with any shift, with any change, with anything that you've kind of done in your life in the past and moving forward, the more that you can kind of set up your environment to help you through that, you have more success and things are going to be easier for you. So one of the first things that I want to do is kind of just give you just a quick overview of some things that you need to be doing within the next week. So here's a couple of things that you want to do. Really making sure that, like I said, you've got some trash bags, not to throw things away necessarily, but if they're going to be given to Goodwill, if you're going to be taking things to a local consignment shop, all of those types of things. Again, having the bins is great, having the trash bags is great, but also, do you know about your local consignment shops? Do you know how many pieces that they take per time? Just start to do a little bit of investigation that what you're going to do with your stuff. But you're going to actually want to bag those up, box those up, however you want to do that, and then actually take it to your car. Like, don't leave it in your closet, or don't leave it next to your closet, or things like that. This is really about moving. Each week we want to just complete the whole project from start to finish. So that's, again, why I'm giving you the prep now, so you can kind of get a head start. The other thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to get kind of a little notebook about this size, so you can kind of see my hand. I don't know exactly what size it is. Mine happens to be blank pages. You can get it lined if you want. But why you want this is not only when you get your signature style, you're going to be able to write this down, but I want you to kind of have all this information in one spot, and this actually fits in a purse, and that's why it's just the size that it is. It's big enough to write comfortably, it's not teeny tiny, but you're going to want to have this information with you, because that's kind of part of the thing, right? You kind of get out in the trenches, 3 months from now, and you might be going, oh, what was that thing? Or you're feeling like you might be doing something that you have learned something different, but you gotta remember exactly what it is, or you might be in a dressing room having a meltdown. So this will come in handy. It's kind of like we're gonna create our little authentic style go-to guide. So you want to get yourself a notebook that you love. It's all about loving it, so make sure it's pretty enough for you, or whatever you want. So the other thing that you really want to pay attention to, that you may or may not need to do, but take a look to see if you need to talk to anybody. So about scheduling time, if you need to have a chat with your partner or your kids or anything else that you may need. That's a very broad thing, but I'm just going to bring it up for you, and you know if this is for you or not. But sometimes people need to know what you're doing. And they need to know for a couple of reasons. They need to know so they can support you. They also need to know that so they can give you your space in order for you to do it. So I invite you to have those conversations with your family members, whoever's living in your house with you, and just let them know what you're doing. The other thing is, and this may sound crazy simple for some of you, and the rest of you will probably laugh, is that you want to make sure all your laundry's done. So make sure everything you own is washed and hung up and put away. So a couple of the other things before I step into the last kind of fun part of this, the most fun part of this, is that I really want you to just pay attention that you can do this program at your own pace. So in the ideal world, shift likes to happen, at a certain pace, right? And if you take too much time in between things, it doesn't have exactly the same energy behind it. And I'm all about using energy to support you. That's my whole thing. Use energy to support you. So in the ideal world is that you will follow this program along weekly. But I also know that many of you have full-time jobs and full-time kids and all of this stuff, and there's so much going on that I don't want this to stress you out. That's the energy that would not support you. So if you want to do it, every 2 weeks or something like that, like you'll still get delivered at the same time, but you can watch them whenever you want. I recommend that you think about this. Think about this now and decide what you want to do, decide what you can do, and what will fit in your schedule, and then commit to it. And I mean commit to it, because part of the energy of success is following through. So just think about that. I want this program to be so successful for you that it completely shifts so much energy around everything that you're doing, the energy of success, attracting what you want, showing up authentically, feeling good, not struggling in your closet every morning. I mean, all of those things is what I want for you, and is why I'm doing this video program, because I know that I can reach so many more people versus my one-on-one time. I know I can. So I want that for you, but you are the one who's going to do it, not me. You're the one who's deciding whether or not you are going to actually follow through and truly feel as beautiful as you are, because that's what it's about. It's about feeling divine. It's about feeling the way we are intended to feel, and that is amazing, beyond amazing. So just think about it, know what you can do, and then commit to it, is what I ask, and I ask that as a benefit for you. So the other thing that I've actually added to the program that has not yet been disclosed is that I'm going to actually do a live Q&A call. And that is going to be May 18th on, I think it's a Friday. And what I'm going to be doing is, prior to, I'm going to take some of your questions, because I know you're actually all over the country, but you're actually all over the world. We have Denmark, Switzerland, Australia. I think we have even one from China. Oh my gosh, you guys are everywhere, which I absolutely love. So I know a lot of you can't probably be on the live call because it might be at 2 in the morning where you live. But send in your questions, and what I'm going to do is gather those and also have an opportunity to take some live calls. And then I'm also going to record it, and so you're going to get that as well. So if you can't be on the live call, you're going to get a recording, and that's just an opportunity to check in, ask see how's it going, you have questions, whatever it is, whatever comes up, I'm there to answer it. So that's going to be great. So the next thing that I actually want to share with you is actually just a little bit about my own personal experience with the signature style. My signature style is global chic. And how I came up with that is I just really, this is how the whole process came about, is I just started really thinking about what's expressed, the energies of things, and I started using all these kind of words and just really developed this whole program. But in doing that, I obviously used myself as kind of the example first and just really playing with that. And everything that I've ever been gravitated to is just global. I mean, from African-inspired things to a lot of Spanish-style stuff. That's definitely kind of I'm Italian and German, but and a little Finnish, but I think soul level I'm from Spain. I don't know what it is about Spain, but I think I am. Must have lived there at some point in my past life. And I just love it. I just love everything about different cultures and all of that stuff, but I had never traveled. I had always considered myself like this world traveler, and yet I never did it. And I'm in my mid-40s. And I just really started paying attention to how that was being expressed for me. And I'm going to, first tell you that how it first started was 3 years ago when I got married. The wedding dress, and it was my first wedding, and the wedding dress, and I never liked typical wedding dresses. I like them on other people, but never really resonated with me, and I just kept searching and trying to find the right one, and I just kept coming back to these kind of Spanish-inspired wedding dresses. And I finally found the most amazing one, and talk about comfortable. It's like putting on your pajamas. I mean, really, this dress is the most comfortable thing I've almost ever owned. Soft and beautiful, and it just had this Spanish flair to it. And I've never felt more beautiful. I mean, hair pulled back and the big flower, and I've never felt more beautiful. And that was in some ways kind of the launching of really embracing the energy of what I wanted to express and what I wanted to feel, right? And as things have come along, and I've been really honed in on my signature style now for about 2 years, where I'm really conscious of it, like really conscious. And everything in my closet's global chic, and it's very systematized and easy to get ready and fun to get ready. I mean, I kind of just have a blast with it. And here's the thing. It's like the perfect storm, right? Things have all just kind of come together in the most beautiful way. And I am actually going to Italy and Spain for 3 weeks here coming up shortly. Actually, while you're receiving, I think it's your 5th and 6th class, I will actually be in Italy and Spain, and I will actually be video blogging from there, which if you finish the program, you're all going to get on a Facebook group where you're going to be able to access a lot of the information, and I'll be doing interviews and all kinds of just amazing cool stuff overseas. And I now have clients all over the world. I had a style client who I shopped for her wedding dress from Australia, and I mean, I just feel like this expansiveness in my life is exploding, and I mean exploding, and with people who are all over the world. And for the first time in my life, I'm actually going to travel and really get to experience firsthand the cultures that I adore. And just really paying attention to, my life is all about the Big Giant program, which is a 4-day intensive where I'll be doing that overseas and for different, cultures and communities. And it's just amazing, right? It's just amazing. And it just started with, how do I want to feel? And what do I want to express to myself and to others? And staying consistent in that energy, and everything has exploded. So I've been there. I've had tons of clients who've been there. And I know that you can get there too. So I am so flippin' excited about this, and I just know that you're going to just rock this. You're going to rock it, and it's going to be amazing. So the last little thing that I want to share with you is this concept that I think will really, really help you in a couple of ways. One of the ways that I think it's a great tool for is a little bit of the detached involvement, right? Detached involvement. Sometimes with our clothing, we have such an energy around our body issues, and I'm certified coach, and I go through all of that stuff with one-on-one clients, but it helps if we can start shifting how we see some of these things. But one of the things is to detach a little bit with, in a sense, our clothing and how we relate it to our body, because we take it so personal. Like, it's so personal, right? So here's the thing. So I think most of you know that my background is in interior design, and it's been a beautiful transition. And how this really works, I think this is a great thing for you to really just take a look at your own house and think about this, is how I relate it is your home, so your physical structure of your home, the one that you live in right now, right, is like your body, the physical structure of your body. It is what it is, right, for today. It is what it is. You can't change it overnight. I suppose you could, we can move, but let's take moving off the table for right now. You could remodel. You could, but it takes a while to remodel, right? It takes some time to go through all that. So for better or worse, it is what it is, and it's what you have today. Okay, it's what you've got to work with today. So you think about that. You just kind of think about, yeah, okay, it is. So it's not personal. I don't have to be upset or whatever. It's just like, this is what it is. And if I want to change it in the future, I can work towards that and I can change it. But today, you know what? We're going to be happy with where we live, okay? Be happy with where you live. You live somewhere. That's a good thing. The alternative means you're out of here, right? So you live somewhere. It's a good thing. So clothing, okay, so your physical clothing is just like your furniture in your house, okay? Think about scale. You don't want teeny tiny furniture in a big giant house, right? You don't want big giant furniture in a teeny tiny house. You don't want too much furniture in a house or too little. You think about how it's placed. You think about how comfortable it is to be in there. Is it easy to navigate? Is it, does it make other people feel welcome in the presence of you, in the presence in your home, right? How comfortable is it? How much does it express who you are? Is it your style? Or is it hand-me-downs? Is it tired? Is it old? Are you keeping it because somebody gave it to you? It's all an expression of us, right? And everything is energy. So if we stop and take a look and go, that's interesting, right? So just take a look around your house and just think about that. Think about a few of those things, okay? Because we're going to be talking about our clothes. I mean, that's this whole program. It's about the clothes. You're going to get the bonus video, and I'm actually going to talk about interior design a little bit with your bonus video. But for the most part, the 6 classes are about clothes. So, but you get to have an opportunity to really start viewing it differently, because that's the goal, is to start shifting the energy around it yourself, so then the energy can really start working for you. So pay attention to it. I think it's going to be fun for you. So the other thing is accessories, right? Accessories in your house. So if you didn't have any accessories in your house, there's no layer, right? You need that other layer of interest and that other layer of expression and that other layer of detail, right? So physical accessories on your body is the same thing. It's a level of detail. It's another way to express yourself. Now, is it over the top or is it understated? Is it in alignment with your signature style? Is it alignment with what the home is, with what your body is? Is it huge? Is it too big? Is the scale too big, or is it too small? You know, if you've got a really big frame, I mean, I'm not, I don't call myself a big girl, but I'm not a small girl. And so I need things that are going to be sort of scale appropriate for my body. If I had a teeny tiny, a lot of people like little tiny necklaces and a little tiny, that's great if that fits their frame. It would be lost on me, right? You wouldn't even see it. So things to think about. Just pay attention, right? What's your house say? What's your jewelry say? All that. So the last thing is, this is actually one that's, I think, is kind of fun. And I actually did something a little bit on purpose, just to see if you noticed through the video or not. It's kind of, this is fun. So, clutter. So clutter in your house. And for the most part, people don't see your clutter. I mean, I know that there's some of you out there that people do see your clutter, because your whole house is kind of jam-packed, right, with stuff. So that's not necessarily what I'm talking about. I think what I'm referring a little bit more to is kind of the stuff that you don't really see, or you don't really want people to see. If someone was to come over, you'd close the closet doors, right? Kind of scoop it in and whatever, right? Well, so what's clutter relate to on your body? Well, clutter relates to your undergarments. So how does that affect you? You're wondering, well, what's that got to do with anything? Well, what's that got to do with anything is that just like clutter, even if nobody else sees it, you know it's there. And It's an energy, and I mean clutter, not just, stuff in your closet, but stuff that you've been hanging on to or whatever. It's just not good energy. It's there. You know it's there, subconsciously you know it's there, and energetically you know it's there, even though you may not consciously ever think about it. But you know it's there. And it's distracting. It is, it's distracting. Well, undergarments. So I know all y'all ladies have, at some point, either whether it was a pair of nylons that were riding too low, or a pair of underwear that were riding too high, or a bra strap that kept falling down. Well, on purpose, this shirt that I have on actually shows my bra strap. So for the video, I'm kind of putting it to the side a little bit, right? Which is not a normal place for me. Doesn't feel very good. And a couple of times during this video, I have noticed it. Now, why am I just sharing this with you? Honestly, because this is what I would do if my one-on-one client is, we'd be having a conversation. I'd be telling them what my experience is so they can be thinking about things differently. Because here's what happens. It's annoying, right? It's very subtle. But every time that my brain and my attention went to the fact that my bra strap is in a different place, or I'm a little worried it's going to show on camera, or whatever it is, I got distracted and I disconnected from you. And that's what happens. Is that when we're feeling uncomfortable, even on the outside, we could look like $1 million. But underneath it, if things aren't fitting right, or if they're not laying right, or whatever it is, that is actually where our energy will go. And people read energy. They don't really care what you say that much. They're reading energy, right? So, maybe I blew it by making you feel like I wasn't paying attention to you or something earlier, but I wanted to just be real with you guys and to show you that this is the stuff that happens. It's like, this is kind of why we want to address it, right? I mean, how many times have somebody turned the corner, if a client, I know I've done this in my design business, and I had a client and she walked around the corner and I'm fixing my bra strap, or hiking up the, whatever it is. It's not good. It's distracting, and you're not present with the person. And when you lose presence, you've lost the ability to show up completely authentically, right? So I hope that helps. I think it's a new way to really be thinking about your clothing, your environment, and the energy of space, to really start just thinking about things, opening your mind up, and seeing what happens. You've got a week to kind of play with this, to think about the concepts, start paying attention to, just start paying attention. I like to just leave it at that, because too much, here's what you're going to expect, actually limits you, because you are all unlimited, and I am excited to see what comes from that. So I am thrilled to be able to, like I said, give you what I know and really help you take your life and your business and everything else to the next level. So I'm very excited for this class, and we will see you in a week with your very first jammed-packed, information-filled, coaching questions, inspirational lesson. So until then, have a fantastic week. Get prepped, be thinking about it, and get ready for change. Thanks. Michelle Voss. Have a beautiful one.